everybody, Chago from CatchYourGame here. Today we got a $450 gaming PC build that's going to give you great performance on any game. Now this PC can run pretty much every single game at max settings 1080p. This PC is honestly a PC, I would probably get if my computer wasn't, already better. I was on a budget. This is a very good PC for you. Now on Battlefield 4 you'll get around 60 plus FPS, ultra settings 1080p easy. This PC can easily handle it, no problem. Minecraft, it can easily handle it, max settings around 200 to 300 FPS. Now that is really good for a PC, around 450 bucks. And also, if you want to record your own YouTube gameplay live stream, this PC is really good for it. You probably couldn't get any better for a budget gaming PC if you want to live stream and record YouTube videos. To start off this build, we got an AMD FX 6300. Now this processor is really good in my opinion for any kind of budget build. It is a 6-core processor stock clocked at 3.5 gigahertz. Now this is a very good processor just because it has 6 cores, and 6 cores can really help you when you want to play games like Battlefield, or even if you want to record or live stream. It's a very good processor. Some people say it's not, and they would rather go with an Intel Pentium or an Intel i3. In my opinion, I would go with the FX 6300. If you are looking for an Intel side of this build, I will link one down in the I can't talk. The description for you. That sounded like a robot. Anyways, I will have an AMD and an Intel version of these computers down in the description below, but in the video it will be an AMD version of this build. Now for the motherboard, we have an MSI 970A G43 ATX motherboard. Now this motherboard is really good in my opinion, simply because it holds up to 32 gigabytes of RAM and it has 4 RAM slots. Now, it's like, who really needs 32 gigabytes of RAM? But think about it in the future, if you want to keep this build and you want to keep this motherboard, it will hold up for a long time in the future. This motherboard, it's just, honestly, in my opinion, it's a very good motherboard simply because it will last you a really long time, and it's a pretty fast motherboard for the price. It's only 45 bucks, and on Newegg, which is a really good PC website if you're looking into building your own PC. And honestly, in my opinion, it's just a really good motherboard. For the RAM, we have the G-Skill 8GB 2x4 DDR3 1600 megabyte or megahertz, sorry, RAM. This is very good RAM in my opinion. For my PC, I actually use this, and it also has a 4.9 rating on Newegg.com, which is a very good website for PCs. So I would go ahead and trust them. But overall, in general, G-Skill is known for just having really good RAM, and I think a lot of people actually use G-Skill, and it's very common to, very common for a budget build, honestly. Now, for the price, 55 bucks, this is really good RAM, and honestly, I would use it even if it wasn't a budget build. Like, this RAM is really good for a budget build, like, very good for a budget build. And honestly, I'd probably use G-Skill even if it wasn't a budget build. In my opinion, it's just some of the best RAM, best quality. It's really solid, it's put together well, and it's really fast, and honestly, like, overall, it's just very good. So, honestly, honestly, go ahead and get it because it's just a very good set of RAM. For the hard drive, we have the Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB hard drive. Now this hard drive is very good, 7200 RPM, 64 megabytes of cache, and honestly, this is just a really solid hard drive. Overall, it's very good. People use it even in expensive builds, and it's very good for budget builds overall. This is like some of the best memory you could not memory, but storage you could probably get. Western Digital is like, they are really good, and I'm pretty sure almost everybody who makes a gaming PC honestly uses their hard drive. You got Seagate, you got other companies, I can't even think of any right now, but Western Digital is the one that always comes to my mind first when I try to think of a hard drive to get. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with me, and honestly, if you are, wanting a really good gaming PC build, go with this because it's really fast, it's put together really well, and it'll last you a long time, and it's a lot of space. And if you want to go with an SSD that's 240 gigabytes, go ahead. It will be faster, but in my opinion, go with this if you're going for budget right now, simply because you can hold more games instead of the SSD. It's only 240 gigabytes. But anyways, it's really good in my opinion. So yeah. For the video card, we have the GTX 760 2GB dual superclocked ACX. Now this is a very good graphics card. It can pretty much run every single game right now, ultra settings, 1080p, around 30 to 60 FPS, depending on what game you play. This graphics card, from my experiences, I know it runs DayZ 20 to 40, sometimes if you're lucky 50 FPS on ultra settings. Now DayZ is a very hard game to run and is still in alpha stage, and it is not optimized that well at all for the PC. So if this video card for $190 can run it from 20 to 40 FPS on ultra settings, it's really good. It's outstanding. Even some of the hardest or the best graphics card right now, like the GTX 780 Ti, they have problems running DayZ sometimes. And so if this thing can get the job done, I would definitely recommend it for a budget build. It's just a really solid graphics card. Now, if you want to go down in price a little bit, go to the GTX 750 Ti 2GB. It'll take about $50 to $60 off, and it is still really good, and it'll run low-end games on ultra settings. Some high games can run ultra settings, but lower FPS, somewhere around 20 to 30 FPS. This graphics card can run around Minecraft to about 300 FPS and up, and Battlefield 4 ultra settings 1080p, around 60 plus FPS. Now for the power supply, we have the EVGA 600 watt 80 bronze certified ATX power supply. This is a very good power supply in my opinion, just because of the fact I love EVGA. They're a very good company. And 600 watts is more than enough, and you want to make sure that your computer is well, you don't want it to have any problems, and you don't want it to melt for sure. And 600 watts is actually, it's actually a lot for this build. This build only requires around 430 watts, but you want that extra 170 watts just in case. You want to be safe, and it'll make your computer be cool for a longer amount of time. You can use it a longer amount of time without it getting hot. Granted, you do want to get a good cooling system, doesn't matter. Just make sure it's good. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this this bit. Can I talk, please? Oh my god. I'm sorry. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this budget build. Now, honestly, if you guys have any other things for me to do, any other prices you want me to do, $100 gaming PC, 200, 300, 500, 600, 5,000, I don't care, you name it, I will make it, and I will make it into a video. Anyways, guys, this is my very first PC video, so it might not be that good, but don't worry, because just think about it. This is my very first one. It's pretty much like a test. So if you have any suggestions for me in order to fix this, other than the mic, because I know it's really quiet, it's just I can't find my other mic right now. But don't worry, because I won't be using this mic for long. Anyways, if you have any suggestions other than my mic, please tell me, because I know I can't make videos perfectly. So I just want to make sure I give you guys the best content that I can. Anyways, guys, I will probably be coming out with these about 1 to 2 of them a week, because I think they're pretty fun, and I want you guys to get some really good gaming performance on a PC, because consoles are just not as good. They don't compete with PC, not even close. But I mean, they are fun. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this build. I will catch you guys in the next video.